Hi friends, thanks for joining me. Today I've got a layout for you for this week's challenge, which is creating a layout using a diagonal or slanted design. And I'm using the gorgeous new May hip kits. And as you can see, there are so many pretties in there. And I'm going to use a mixture of bits from all the kits. So in the colour kit this month, you'll find these terrific die cuts. They're really huge and absolutely gorgeous and fantastic if you don't have a cutting machine of your own. And to keep things nice and straightforward, I'm going to back mine onto that beautiful paper. Where is it gone? That is called Soul Sisters. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm just trying to find a nice bright piece to back that with. And it's a great design. So, you know, if you're not keen on backing cut files, I think you'll get on with this one okay. As you can see, I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just cutting around it with some detail scissors. So it's really, really easy to cut out this one. And my tip would be, I've glued the cut file to the paper, but not right at the edges. So I'm able to angle my scissors a little bit just so that I can cut behind the cut file rather than on the edge. Not always possible depending on what angle and letter you're looking at. So I've backed the cut file now, as you can see. You are terrific. And this layout's going to be about my Pooch. He's a really terrific dog, to be fair. He's always looking scruffy, but we live into pieces. So for this piece, I am using All the Moments, and that's All the Moments. And the other one I'll be using is Life is Better with You, so one or the other. So I'm going to be using two pieces, and I've changed my mind slightly and have the title below. And it's more or less going to be something along those lines. So the challenge this week is a slanted design. So I've not gone too angled for mine. So it's just maybe a 20-degree angle, I'm guessing. I didn't get a ruler out, to be fair. And I think the critical thing is that the title and the border there must be parallel to one another. And maybe I could have gone a little bit more angled. I really did as to, how to meet the challenge this week. So I'm just going to back my photo onto a bit of pattern paper there and rough up the edges because I just hand cut that and I am still a bit wonky. So if you've never taken part in one of the challenges before, there's a new one every week, and they start on a Friday and you have a whole week to complete the challenge. And it's just a great way to get started and get the juices flowing. And you get a chance to win $10 to spend in the store, which is fantastic. And they're always a really good way, as I say, to get the brain cells moving along. So I do encourage you to take part yourselves. So I'm just going to use some of the tags from the Pocket Life kit there. And the die cut pack that you can see there are gorgeous. In fact, I think they're laser cut die cut pieces. So they've got really crisp edges, absolutely lovely. And I think also in the Pocket Life kit, I'm guessing, or those stamps there. I will check and leave the links below. And so what I'm going to do is do a little bit of stamping below the flower clusters, just for a little bit so that they're grounded a little bit and add a little bit more detail. So first of all, I'm going to pop up the title onto foam tape. I guess I could probably use, some chunky, funky foam. But I've got this, I did have a massive reel of foam tape and it's since shrunk down rather a lot. I suppose it's easily done. So I am going to put some colour behind the title, again just to ground that onto the page. And I'm going to use one of my favourite shimmers, which is called Naughty or Nice. I think we got this in a colour kit back in December last year. Oh, I don't know, I'll lose track. It might have been the year before, to be fair. But it's definitely worth looking them up because they are stunning. And this is what I love about the colour kits each month. You tend to get some kind of tools, so they, they'll last for ages. And so it's a really good investment, I think. I always go back to the things that I got in my colour kit, whether it is the stencils or the colours, as you can see here. I really enjoy working with those. So I was just splodging some colour behind, and I don't think you need to worry too much because a lot of it gets covered up. So if you aren't a fan of mixed media or get a little bit scared, this is a great way to have a little dabble without going too bold. I'm just going to leave that to dry before I actually stick the title down, because it'll still be a bit wet. So onto those stamps, I'm going to use a couple of the stamps, and I just want them poking above where I'll be putting those flowers. So as you can see there, I'm using a VersaFine Clair ink pad. These are fantastic for stamping. I think it is my favourite ink pad. I find them very easy to use. So as you can see there, I get a really crisp, clean image with no effort whatsoever. And rather than use black, I think this is like a dark grey colour. So it's a little bit softer than the bold black ink would be. But I highly recommend those because, as I say, they stick really well to cling stamps and you get a very good image very easily. I always used to struggle with bits that didn't stamp or things that were too heavy, and I don't know, but since I've discovered these ink pads a few years ago, it's really helped improve my stamping no end. And I love how that looks, so it's just really giving it a little bit of interest behind those beautiful flowers. And I'm just going to stick my tags. I've just changed my mind which order they should go in, but I should be putting those behind my photo, like so. And I shall pop up my flowers onto foam tape. So I've actually got a male dog, and this is quite girly, I think, but I don't think he'll notice. But he is a really good dog. So I'm going to whiz through this a little bit now because I'm just faffing around laying up those flowers. I'm going to use some stickers in a moment from the Pocket Life kit. We've got a sticker book from Jen Hadfield, and there are some gold stickers in there which will be good for adding a bit more interest. So as you can see, there's a lovely selection of leaves and flowers, and they're actually a clear sticker with a gold foiled finish. So really pretty in real life. It's just a shame it's quite difficult to photograph. But it just gives that a lovely little bit of shimmer and detail behind those flowers. So I've just tucked them in here and there, and there's lots on the sheet, so which is fantastic. I always have difficulty at the start of a kit because the kits are so huge, and I think this month's kits are even bigger than usual. There's just so much in them this month, so Kimberly has really gone to town, I think. So just before I finish up on my layout, I'm just going to add a few splatters. So I've just diluted it with some water. I'm using a round paintbrush, which I'm holding quite close to the page in an attempt to control it. So as you can see there, and I think I might add some splatters in another colour. I'm going to use another one from a past colour kit in yellow, and I'm going to do the same thing basically. So off camera I do end up adding some white splatters, and the funny thing was I must have got it everywhere this morning, because when I looked in the mirror later on, I ended up with white paint all over my face. I looked like I'd been painting the ceiling. So top tip, yeah, try and control your splatters. So I'm just going to add some of those puffy hearts. Those are so cute. I'm just going to pop a few here and there. And off camera I also thread some twine through the tags there. I always like a little bit of twine or a little bit of ribbon, just to add a little bit of softness to the layout, if I can. So that almost wraps it up. So I shall leave you with the close-ups. I really hope you have enjoyed this process and really like the layout that I've created. And don't forget then, you too can take part in this week's challenge, and you'll find all the details on the Facebook group, on Hip Kit Club Facebook group, and they are pinned to the top of the page. So you'll always find the past challenges. So I tend to keep a month's worth of challenges up there, so you could always go back and have a look and take part in old challenges too, which is quite fun. And if you want to take part, you can just leave a comment with your layout, and we can then have a look, and you'll be put in the prize draw then for the following week. So I really hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. My name's Morag Cuts, and I hope you have enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next one. Bye now.